Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So in this video, you already know we have completed that project contact app with React and Node and Redux also. So in this video, we will actually integrate that authentication part with that project. Okay. So we are using Google OAuth. So we are implementing Google OAuth and also that user whole authentication part using JWT token, JSON Web Token. Okay. So for authentication, like here you need to visit this website, that console.cloud.google.com. So that's Google Cloud platform for developer. You need to visit this console and here click on this credential. Then this page will open. Okay, now click on create credential and click on OAuth client ID, and then this page will open and you need to give this some kind of app name. You need to give URL. So from my end, this URL should be like this: localhost 3000. Another is authorized redirect URL, means when that URL means when our authorization is success, then which which will be the that destination URL. So for our case, this one. If not happen somehow, then it will redirect to this one. So it is enough to put this only, means for our case you can already know, like I already told, I have already told, this is our auth page, this will be the auth page, and when someone is logged in, then it will render to this route. Okay, so you need to give this route over there and click on the save button. Then you will this thing is actually created. Then you just copy this client ID from there. Okay, just remember you need to copy this client ID up to this. Okay, now go back to that project, go to the VS Code. Now this is go to that content, then src folder, and then pages, here the index page. Now just rename it as auth. Okay, and go to the app.js. Okay, now I think it should work. Yes, so it is working. Now we need to create that login form first. Okay, so go to the auth.js file, means this JSX. We need to create JSX for auth page. Okay, so for JSX we need some component from Material UI. So import this component like container, avatar, button, CSS, baseline, text field, grid, and typography. Okay, we need use effect and use state. Use effect for handling that component rendering, and use state for state management. We also need use dispatch to dispatch the action, and use selector to select the global state. Another thing you need to install, just stop this. You need to install npm I React Google login. React Google login. Hit enter. You need to install this dependency for login feature with Google. Okay, means that Google OAuth. So you also need to bring Google login, and another thing you need to bring one icon. We are creating this icon component in this component folder. Create icon.js, and here write RFC and then hit enter. You will get the source code from the description. Okay, so just copy that and paste it over there. This is the icon, actually SVG icon. Okay, so up to this done. Now We also need some styling. Okay, we also need lock outlined icon. So this is the lock outline icon. Okay, this is the make style. We need to bring header component, and this is the styling. This thing you will get from that repo, that means that source code. You just copy it and paste it over here. Okay, now we need one fragment, and in this fragment first put header, then container, that component attribute should be main, that top should will be main, that max width is excess. We are not focusing on design in this session, I have already told. So in this container, bring CSS baseline, and then we need to create one div. That class name equal to classes dot paper, okay, and then one after will be there, that after, then class name, and this is the outline icon. Okay, and here you need to show that typography. Okay, so in this typography, that component should be h1 and variant should be h5. And in this typography, first we are creating one state, local state, const is sign up, sorry, is sign up or set sign up equal to use state false. Okay, that means I need to check that sign up is true or not. If sign up is true, then we need to show sign up form, means we need to show sign up input, and if not, then we need to show login input. So for that, like here, we need to display, like first we need to check is sign up is true, then we need to show sign up. Okay, and if not, then we need to see sign in. Now we need to create one form. So in this form, that class name is classes dot form. Okay, and no validate. And in this form, we need to create grid. Okay, in this grid, first props will be container, and second prop should be spacing, should be true, two only. Okay, now we need to create some text field. So text field, sorry, text field is self tag. So text field will take some props. So like autocomplete, you can say like fname, then name is first name, then variant, variant is outlined. This is required field. This will take full width also. ID, we don't need ID, but still we can give. Okay. Level, level is also first name. Okay. Now autofocus, last one. So grade is complete. Oh, sorry, we need to create another grid also. In this grid, that item, one prop is item, another is excess equal to 12 and small equal to excess means extra small, SM means small, small means 6. And in this grid, this text field will be inside on the grid. So cut and paste it over there. Okay. So that is first name. So when first name will come, only for sign up form, right? So first we need to check is sign up. Okay. If sign up, then only this thing will come. So create one fragment. In this fragment, put this grid. Okay. So next thing is, first one is text field first name. Next is last name. So copy this grid. That is L name, last name. Okay. Next. So first name and last name only will these two field will come only for sign up form. Okay. And next, email and password will always come. That doesn't matter it is sign up form or sign in form. Okay. So just copy and paste it here. So we don't need SM here. So this thing is for email address. Okay, so label is should be email address. Okay, and that name is also email. Autocomplete is email. ID should be also email. So this is for email address, and another is for password. So autocomplete is password. Name is also password. ID is also password. So label will be password. Autocomplete you can say current password. Okay, so that is done. Now another field is for confirm password. So that will also come for, so another field for sign up from it will be confirm password, right? So again, after this grid we need to check is sign up. If that is sign up is true, then we need to show this thing, and for both the cases type should be password. So another props will be like password. Okay, and after that grid we need to create one button after this grid. So that button B should be capital. So that button, this button also same. If that sign up is true, then we need to show sign up. If not, then we need to show sign in on that level, button level. Okay, and this button will take some props. So type is submit, full it will take full width, variant is content, color is primary, and class name is classes dot submit. Okay, now we need to create one link to switch those form, means sign up to sign in or sign in to sign up. So for that we need to create another grid after this button, like grid. This grid will take two props like container, and another is justify should be flex end. Okay, so inside this grid we need to create another grid. That prop should be item. So inside this grid we need to create one link. Okay, so that link will come from React router DOM. I don't know, I actually, yes, that is there. Okay, now in this link we need to check that is sign up from or not. If that is sign up from, then we need to show already have an account, so go for signing. Or another is don't have an account, go for sign up. Okay, and this link will take some props. So okay, it's done. Now we need to run. So npm run dev. The development server is started, means it is compiling right now. Okay, so first we are complete that Google login feature there first, then we will move to normal login feature. Okay, so this is the sign up form, but somehow those are not working right now, but I don't know why this is happened. So okay, I need to check also sign up from. Okay, this link is not working right now. Okay, so make it functionality. Okay, first, like for when on click will happen on that link, on this link, when on click will happen. So create one function. In this function, first prevent that link. Okay. And then that set is sign up is true. Okay. Now let's go and check it is working. So okay, graded access 12. That is fine. Why it is not working? It's in 6 6. Okay. The first name, last name 6, then 12 12. Follow it, follow it, follow it. On email address, I need to check. Actually, I think I did some spelling mistake over there. Okay. So now it is working fine. Okay. So this is the first name, last name, email address. So if you go to that code, okay. So this is the code that full width, then required ID, label, email address, okay, name. So this label is password and this label is confirm password. Okay. So this is your sign up from and this is your sign in from. So click on here. Okay, it is not working. So what we need to do, go to here. I need to call val. Val means what value is present in this sign up. This should be not val. That means if that is true, then make it false. If that is false, then make it true. Okay. Like click here. This is sign in from. Click here. This is sign up. Now we need to create that Google login button. Okay. So already we already bring this Google login, right? So copy this and under the button, where is it? Under this button, you need to create Google login button. Okay. So here, just paste it, and this is self tag. Okay. So it will take some props. Okay. So first is client ID. So you need to copy your client ID from there. Means you need to visit that Google console. Okay. And here you need to click on here, and if you copy it and paste it over there. Okay. So for my case, I have copied. Oh, sorry, not here. In this Google login props. Okay. This is one props. Another is you need to render the one button over there. So render that render props. Okay. So here you need to create one button. So that button label should be Google login. and this button will also take some props like full width. Okay, then class color is primary. Okay, and class name is Google classes.google but button that we have already created. And then that start icon and that variant, the start icon should be like that icon which with that icon component. Okay, and next it will take another two props, that is on click and visible. So for on click, render props dot on click means that Google plugin, it provides some props over there. We need to create that on click props. When someone is click on that button, then it will call this Google login, that dependency package, and in that package this on click function is present already over there. So we need to call that and disable. When someone disable, then click on there. Okay, this is the render, and again it will take some more props like on success. On success means if that is success. So call one function, that Google success, that we will create. Another is on failure, that is for Google failure, and another is cookie policy. We need to give one cookie policy props, that is single host origin. Now we need to create these two methods, the Google success and Google failure. Okay, so for Google success, what we are doing, like go to up here, like create one function that const Google success equal to, so this will be asynchronous function, and here it will take one argument, that is response, and just const equal to result equal to res profile object. Okay, what response you will get from that Google login, in that response you will get this key. If you like, if you want, then you can also console like. And what is this variable, sorry, what is this sign? This sign means if that is present, then okay, if not, then return undefined. This type of things, if you are not giving this question mark, then it will give one error, that is means not present or something kind of error. This variable is undefined, this type of error message you will get from there. But if you are using this sign, then you will get one value that is undefined. Okay, so okay, try to console.log then res. So this is the Google success, another is Google failure. If that Google failure has fault, then we need to console log that Google sign in unsuccessful, please try again later. This type of message you can alert, or you can show anything you can do. Like now, just visit here, reload it. You can already see this is the Google login button. So if someone is clicked here, this type of model will open, and you need to give that email address. Like for me, um, this is my email address, and you can also give password. So for me, that password is came on my phone. Okay, it is not coming. Why it is not coming? Okay, I can use password. Eh, why the password is not signing? That notification is not coming. Actually, I forgot my password. So I have logged in from my mobile. So I think it will work. So it's work. So now go back to console and you can see this is this type of response you will get from that Google. So here we need this profile object, that email, that family name, given name, everything you will get over there. Okay. So that Google login is done. So we got already success response. Now we need to move forward with normal user authentication process. Okay. So for that we need to create one function to handle the submit button. Okay. So in this way, no, not this button, another on click event will happen when on click event will happen on that button, then we are calling handle submit function. Okay. This function we will create. So go up, like const. Okay. So this submit first, we are getting event, so need to prevent that event. So e dot prevent default. Now we need to create one state to manage all those things. So for that, we need to create one initial state, like const initial state, and where that first name will be blank, last name, email, everything will be first. At the initial state, all will be the blank. Now we need to create one state like const auth form and set auth form, and here use state equal to, by default first one is initial state. Okay. We need dispatch also, like const dispatch equal to use dispatch. Okay. Now when on submit will happen, okay, that time we need to check that is sign up from or login from. So first check is that is sign up, then we are doing something for sign up. If not, then we are doing something from sign in, right? So if else, okay. So if that is sign up form, then we need to check that all the data is present or not, like that. Means if that auth from first name is present, if not present, if last name is not present, if email, if password, and if password and the components both are not matched, then we need to give that pass, please fill all fields. We need to give one alert, or password does not match. These two things can be happened. Or if that all is okay, then else here that e dot current dot text content, we are just text content will be changed at that time, that is signing in or something. Okay. And then we just, oh sorry, not signing in, sorry, that is signing up. Okay. And if then we need to dispatch one action. That action we will create, no issues. First dispatch the sign up, this is the action that we will create, and we need to send one argument, means the whole JSON object we need to set. Okay. So that is for sign up. Now for sign in, if email ID or password is not provided, then you need to show the alert, please please fill all fields. If not, then we need to change the text content that's signing in and then dispatch the sign in action. And same parameter need to give and same object. Okay, so all done. Now we need to create these two actions. So go to constant here, just create one constant, that user constants dot js. Okay, so in this user constants, or you can say, yeah, user constant is fine. Here we need just two constant be there. First one is auth, another is logout. Okay, we don't need more. Okay, now we need to create that action and then reducer. Okay, first create the reducer first. So go to reducer, like auth reducer dot js. Here we are creating. We need to import that. We need to import that auth and logout constant from that constant file. Then we need to create that export const auth reducer. We need to create one reducer equal to that state equal to blank by default first, then action. Okay, in this between that we need to create one switch action type, and here first we need to check that case is auth. If that case is auth, then we need to set that item, means what we will get from the payload, means that API payload we need to set to local storage. So local storage dot set item, that key is user info. Then we need to just stringify the whole JSON object, means what we will get from the payload. We need to store all those data as a user info in this local storage, and then we need to return that state, and we need to store that data also in our state also. Okay, these two things we need to do. First we need to store the info in this local storage, and also that in this state, that redux state. Another is, if that logout is happen, that time we need to set that user info should be none, and that by default that return should be state. Okay, this is the auth reducer. Now we need to go to store.js file. Here we need to bring that reducer. Okay, so in this store.js file, first import that. Here we can import. Okay, next we need to combine that reducer, so I can say user login. I have already told initial state, if I am using login function authentication, then we need to get that data from the local storage and set it to as the initial state on that redux. So we need to get, so I'm creating one variable, that user info from storage, and then we just get that item user info and then parse it. If that user info is present, then we can parse. If not, then none. Okay, and put this thing in this initial state. Okay, so user login, this is the reducer, and in this reducer, that user info is the value, key name, and then this is the value. Okay, so up to this done, that story is also done. Now we also need to bring in this auth.js file, means that JSX file. Okay, we need to bring that state, means we need to select that state. So just const user login, use selector, then state dot user login, and you will get that user info from there. Okay, so here create one use effect function. So in this use effect function, like we need to check if that user info is there. Okay, if that user info is there, then we need to push on history. So history means actually we are changing the route, history dot push Okay, history dot push contact. So this history will come in dependency and that user info also. So we need to bring that history. So bring from here. Okay. So up to this done. Store.js reducer or reducer. What happened? Go to store.js. Here it is saying that it's a reducers. Again, constants auth. Okay. So go to that reducer and here user constants. Now we need to create these two actions. So everything is done. Now we need to create these two action, sign up and sign in. Okay, before that, what we will get from that Google login. Okay, what we are getting from Google login. So we need to store those data. Actually, we just signing up with that data first. So it will be good for us. Like then user can log in. Okay. So when user will be login, then we will get that user ID. Right. We also need that user. Right. So just create one try catch block. Try catch, and here just create one variable that const form, and here just first name is result dot given name. This will come from that Google login success response. Then last name, that result dot family name, and then email, and the last is password. Password I will take that Google ID, and then sign up. Then dispatch the sign up function. Okay, we need to create that action, no issues. And if any error will happen, then console log that error. Now reducer is done, constant is done, also that store part is also done. Now we need to think about actions. So go to that actions, create auth actions .js. So in this auth actions, we need to bring that Axios. Next we need to bring these constants. Okay. Now first next we need to think about sign in. So export sign in equal to, it will take one argument that is form, then async dispatch, and here we are creating one block that is try catch block, and in this try const config equal to headers. Headers should be content type is application JSON, and then we need to call Axios post, and this is the route that we will create from the in the backend later. Okay, and we need to send this form as a payload, and this is the config. Okay, we need to add const here. So then when that is working, then we need to dispatch the auth and we need to payload the data. Okay, so when that auth action will happen, that time that what data we will get from that API we just store in local storage and that global state also. And if any error message will happen, then this one. Okay, now we need to think about sign up. So sign up is also same. So just copy it from the source code. I just copy it from the source code and I will explain, no issue. So this is a sign up form. It will take also that form object, and same content type is up to the same, and that route is auth, and send payload will be the form in that object, and then config. and if that auth then same means both are same, that routes are different. And last one is logout. So when that logout action will happen, okay, that time we just dispatch that logout and we just remove the item from the local storage and we just reload. Means that document or location that hrx that will actually reload, and reload means not reload, it will redirect to the home page. Okay, that reloading thing will happen because we are using document.location.hrx. So that time that whole state, that global state got reset. Okay, so that action is done. Now we can save. Oh, sorry. We need to bring this. We need to bring those actions. So sign up, and another is sign in. Okay, now just save it. Now go to the back end. Front end part is done. So close all. Now go to the back end. In this back end, we need to create that routes. So that is auth.js, and in this route, this will be first we need to import xspace and set the router. Okay, and then we will get two method from that controller, that is login user and another is register user, but we didn't create it, we will create. Okay, that will come from auth controller.js. So we need to create another method, that is auth controller.js. Okay, and here next route should be, first route is login and last route is home. If that is normal slash, then it will call the post. That method should be post and it will call this method. Same if route is login, then method should be post and it will call login request, and we need to default, we need to export that router. Okay, now go to the server.js. Here we need to bring that auth route. So just import that auth route, and another thing, we just give, if that auth is there, then like that. Okay, so what imported. Okay, so actually this error is coming from here. So no, I, actually these two methods are not present in this auth controller. So go to that auth controller. So first is login users. Okay, so we need to bring three. Okay, sorry. We need to create one model first. So create user model dot js. So in this model, we need to create one schema. Okay, so first import that mongoose over there and create that schema. So that schema look like that. That mongoose dot schema, first name is string, last name is string, email also string, password is also string, and this is the created at time. Okay, and we need to just put it like that. So that schema is done. Now in this controller, auth controller, we need to bring these two method. Okay, so here just register that user. So for registering, we need to create const register user equal to async handler. Okay, here first we need to check that user is exist or not. But before that, we need to distract all those values from that request.body. Okay, so Then we need to check const user exists equal to await that user dot find one email. That means any email is means with that email if any data is there or not, any user is present or not. If that user exists, okay, then we need to update that data. So if so like that user exists dot first name. Oh, oh, sorry, I did the, we need to check if that first name is there, then this one, if first name is there then go for first name, if not then just existing, take existing one, like same way okay. Now we need to update, I need to save, so save. Then what we need to do, if user is present means all operation is saved, means that user is saved. If that user is saved then you will get some response, means that data, you will get that data on that variable. If that variable data is present then we need to send response. Okay, so in that response we need to send that id, first name, last name. Okay, another thing we need to send that token also. So the generate token user dot id, this generate token will come from another, means it will come from another folder. So we need to create another folder in this backend. So that folder is utils, and here we need to create one function, one file, that generate token .js, and here we just creating this method that we just need to bring the JSON web token, and then the JSON web token dot id, and this is the actually our you can say this is actually that secret key, and this is the expiration. Okay, this thing we need to bring on that controller. Okay, so just copy this, go up, and here we just bring, so up to that is done. So something is happened. Okay, auth.js, go to server, that should be router, generate token. Okay, the JSON token we need to install, so npm I JSON web token. Another dependence we need, that is bcrypt. So bcrypt.js we also need to hash the password. Okay, so now go to the controller. Here, if that user is not exist, then we need to create, right? So like this is the if, that is the if part. Then if else that user is not exist, then we need to create and send the response, right? So you already know about the create function. So just user dot create, then pass those parameters, and if that user has created, then send that response. If not, then send for 400 error, or 401 also you can send bad request, or you can send 400, that should be good, that invalid user ID, and we need to export. So login user I will create. Okay, next I am creating login user. So for login user, nothing. For login user, okay, one thing I will tell. So one thing means go to the user model. So where in that user model we need to hash that password, right? So how to hashing that? So first we need to import that bcrypt. Okay, next next on that user schema. Okay, so in the user schema dot pre, when that means pre-save, that means before save, we are calling another one function that is async then function, and in that function that should be like entered password. Okay, oh sorry, not in that password, that should be next. Okay, so first we need to check here if not this is modified password. If that password is not modified, then next. Okay, if that is modified, means if it is creating, then just const salt. We need to create one salt with bcrypt. So await, then bcrypt dot generate salt. So gen salt, and it will take one value that is kind of 10. That bcrypt will suggest to 10, give 10, and then this dot password is what the password will be, the await, then bcrypt dot hash. When we are hashing the password, this dot password, just replace the value with salt. Salt. Okay, so done. This is the hashing. Another is match, means when that user is trying to log in, that time we need to match that user provided password and the database, means what password is present on the database, both password we need to match. So for that, same thing, we can create one method for with user schema dot methods dot create one method that is match password. Okay, and then async function, that parameter like entered password. Okay, in this method check return, we are returning true or false, like await bcrypt dot compare, we are comparing two password. First one is entered password, another one is this password. If this dot password, so means that this password means that database password and this entered password. If both are matched, then it will return true. If true, if not, then it will return false. Okay, so for now go to the controller. Here we just created that login controller, login function. So login is you will get from the body email and password. We need to find that email. If that is present already, first you need to check that email is present or not. Okay, if that is present, then check that match password, that password is matched or not. If match, both are wrong, both are correct, then send this type of response. If not, then send invalid username or password, something. Okay, I think all done. Anything else is left? So I think login feature is done. It is taking some time. Okay, login is coming. Then now just try to sign up full week and giving some wrong. Go to auth.js, say auth.js in this pages, like full week I am giving. Okay, okay, okay. Fully. So just open the network tab and test, like test user a @a.com. Password is 123456. Now try to sign up. Password does not match. Why? 123456. 123456. Why this thing is happening? Password. Oh, sorry. I actually forgot. We need to give that. Sorry. We need to give. We need to fill that state right on change event for every text field. So set auth from. So like for that, set auth from first name. Okay, and next is for last name. So this is for last name. Next is for email. Password, and that is confirm password. Now try it. What happened? So you can see that is working perfectly. So go to the storage. Go to the local storage. See, this is the user info you have stored. That's okay. So all things are working fine, right? Now we need to create one logout button in here in this header. So go to that header. Okay, in this header we need user info and history also. Okay, so here like after toolbar we can display one another typography, like if we need to give one class. Okay, and here if that user info is present, then we can show that first name and last name. And another is after the typography, if we can show one button over there. Like if that is present, then we can display one button also. Okay, so we need to create this handler. So just nothing, we need to dispatch that logout function over there. Okay, so we need to dispatch another is logout. Okay, So all done. And after that, oh, we don't need history. Sorry. So we need to pass this header from contact.js. So go to contact. Oh, sorry. Go to the contact page. Means go to pages, then contacts. Here you need to bring that user info. You need also use selector. Also need. Okay, you need to pass this user info over there. Okay. So now see this is undefined and undefined. Okay. Header check the console that log is user info. I'm checking that user info is coming or not. This so that user info dot user info it will come like that way. User info dot user info. Okay. Then put it like that way. Now I think it will work. Okay. So this is my name. So when if I'm click on there sign out, then it will sign out. Wow. Cannot it fast time. Okay. So actually I need to check that user info and not user info. So I don't know why it is coming, but still it will take time. So that's why I'm skipping. So I think it will work right now. Okay. So if I'm trying to log in with my email ID, so see this is also working. Okay. So this is now another thing is left. Actually, we need to protect that route. So for protecting, we need to create one middleware. Okay. So go to the VS Code and here go to the backend. We need to create one middleware. So create one folder that is called middleware. In this folder, okay, in this backend, in this middleware, just create one auth middleware. Auth middleware.js. Okay. So in this auth middleware, we need these three first user model also JWT token async handler also. Now just create one method that is protect, and in this method first we need to check that login is that authorization is present on that header or not. If that is present, okay, if that is present, then just try to decode that. So I'm creating one try catch block, and here just I just take the token only because that will come like bearer then some token. So I just split that and take this token only. Okay, so then decode this token with this value, and then just find that user with that ID without password I am taking, and next I move to next. And if any error will happen, then go to error. And if this thing is not, that authorization token is not present, then we need to send same not authorization. Okay, and go to that routes now. In this router contact, here you need to bring this protect and add this protect to everywhere, like protect first, protect then create contact, like that way. Okay, now I need to send that JSON object, sorry, that JSON token. Protect is not coming from there. Auth media my double D, my auth my double D, auth middleware. Oh, sorry, actually I forgot to export that. So I need to export. Go to middleware. Okay, I think it should work right now. Now move, go to just close all those tabs and go to front end part and go to the actions and then contact actions. Okay, so in this contact action we need to send, actually we need to send that BRI token. So for add contact and everything. So I'm giving only one example. Like for add contact, you need get state. Okay, and that config you need to send at last. Okay, like that way you need to copy paste for this one also. That config will come here. Then for delete also, delete contacts also. So any operation if you want to do, you need to go with, that BRI token. Otherwise it will not work. Okay, last one is update contact. Another thing, actually I forgot, I need to create another file, sorry, another field for contact table, means contact document. Okay, so go to that contact model. Actually I need to modify this. So go to the backend, then model, then contact model. Here I need that user ID also, means from which user that contact has created. Okay, so this is the, you can say, relational. Okay, and then you need to go to the contact controller, and in this controller, uh, you can say when that create contact will happen, that time you just, that user ID will come. Okay, yes, done. So now that contacts are individually created by individual users. Okay, So now that contacts are not public, these contacts are private for particular users. Like you are a user, you can create your own contacts. Your friend is also another user, so your friend is also create their also create her own no, sorry his own contacts like that. Okay, so I think it should work right now. Now add contact, paste user 02. Open network tab and check that is working or not. Yes, it is working fine. If you have check, go to the header. You can see that BRI token is containing there. Okay, so delete is also what I think. Yes, delete is also. So everything will be what, no issues. So this is the our final free man contact book app with Google Auth and user authentication with JWT token. Okay, so thank you everyone. If you like this video, just share and comment if you have any problem. If all good, then just subscribe my channel to get more videos. If you have subscribed already, then thank you for my it. Okay, bye bye. Thank you.